Breakups can be a very difficult thing for a lot of young men out there, and I understand what a lot of y'all are going through. Every guy kind of goes through some kind of a breakup. You know, I always talk about my breakup when I was 14 years old, and because I was with someone much, much older, and she kind of broke me. And I remember 14, couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, tossed and turned, all that. I went through it. So every guy is going to go through a breakup, but it's not the breakup that you go through. It's what you do and how you look at it through a certain type of perspective. I get it from many of you guys out there. The breakup, and I think a lot of people don't understand, the breakup isn't a thing that it actually is destroying you. It's a lack of who you are is the thing that's actually destroying you, and that's what we're going to be talking about today for a lot of you young men out here. And for all you guys that are new right here, I'm Stephen Dean Williams. I've been teaching this for decades now. You can check out our YouTube shorts, live videos, and if you want to talk to me live one-on-one, we have live shows where you can actually call in. But let's get into it, guys. I mean, that pit in your stomach and that weight that you have on your chest, and for a lot of you guys, it's this uncomfortable loop that you go through that it seems like you can't escape. And all you can do is think about her. But it's not what you think it is. It's not the breakup that's killing you. And I know a lot of people think that it's actually the breakup. But no, the breakup is not the thing that's doing the harm. And the breakup is not the thing that's doing the damage. It's the illusion that, unfortunately, that you built around her and the situation. And for many guys, what y'all do is when you meet a woman, you create this emotional throne that you placed her on. And it's the identity that you have when you're with her. And many guys don't understand that. And that's why we're talking about this and actually breaking all this down. And this is where everything actually gets real, okay? Most people don't understand the dynamics of what they consider love, because what you have right there is not something of love. It's not love at all, but it's more of an attachment. It wasn't a partnership. It was, unfortunately, you worshiping her when you're not one thought, one mind, one way. And the version of you was that you thought all of a sudden that, now that you don't have her in your life, and now that she broke up with you, something like you feel like you need to die, or something dying inside of you and things like that. And I just want to say to all you guys out there, this isn't about healing a broken heart or anything like that. It's about exposing a broken flame, one that you didn't have for yourself. And a lot of guys out there who don't even understand the game, and they don't build things around themselves, they're always going to chase women hoping that one day this is the person that's going to fill in the missing pieces of me. And unfortunately for many of you guys out here, you actually confuse the emotional highs that you get with somebody versus the lack of self-worth that you may have for yourself. And it doesn't make you a bad person not to have self-worth, guys, because this is not I'm not here to tear you down. I'm here to open your mind up to other possibilities and all this other stuff. And for many guys out there, they get it. Sometimes women pull away and everything, but let's make it perfectly clear to you, all you guys out here. Gentlemen, she didn't destroy you, okay? All right? You, unfortunately, destroyed yourself. You destroyed you. And by depending on her to validate you and her to connect you, it kind of did more damage to you. Because at the end of the day, you didn't lose her, because you never had her. It was just you didn't have anything to root yourself into. And that's the thing about the game. The game is all about the connection with yourself, one thought, one mind, one way. And when you are not connected with yourself as a man and you meet a woman, you're going to start to orbit around her son and everything like that. You unfortunately gave her the power to actually define you, to define your value, and to define all the decisions that you're making. But now it's time for us to turn around and flip the script, because, man, let me tell you something. That pain and that heartbreak that you're going through isn't something that is supposed to hold you down. It's actually supposed to be a teacher that's going to teach you things. You see, gentlemen, every breakup you thought that you never get over was just actually a test to see if you were the kind of person to build yourself around you and not her. It's a test to stop seeing that you are more than what you are. We've got to stop being in these positions where we wait for the woman to choose us, and it's time to start taking back our throne, taking more of an understanding ourselves, and we start becoming the chooser. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. And we're going to talk about why a lot of guys suffer. We're going to talk about why women pull away. And most importantly, what we're going to be talking about is how you need to start moving from this point on, okay? We're not talking about the past, and we're not talking about what's happened to you right now. What has happened to you is already here. It's done. It's over with. But now we need to kind of move on and start to rebuild ourselves differently from what we did before. And until you can do that, you're always going to succumb. You're always going to fall back into the same things, okay? See, the truth is, for many guys out there, is that the breakup itself feels like death, but it's just your identity getting punched right now, okay? Because when you met her, you were looking for a connection, and that's what happens to a lot of guys out there. Because they're not connected to themselves, one thought, one mind, one way, they feel like the connection that they have has to be with the woman. They look for the woman to be their ultimate connection. They look for the woman to be everything that they need in somebody versus creating it for themselves. And for a lot of guys out there, what they do is their self-esteem will be tied into the woman because they feel like, I need to find something for myself because I believe that I'm not good enough by myself and she is going to complete me. There are several guys out there that always make the biggest mistake. When I talk to my clients and everything as well, you know, I ask them, what are you looking for? And they always start off, I'm looking for a family, I'm looking for a relationship, I'm looking to find my person, but they never say the key thing, I'm looking to find myself. And that's where a lot of guys will never find love, but unfortunately they will find what we call an emotional slavery, where you start to get connected more to the woman and the possibilities of what could it be like being with that woman versus be with yourself. You see, gentlemen, the average man builds, unfortunately, his throne for the woman. Everything he does is for the woman. Everything he feels is for the woman. Now, that doesn't make him a bad person. It just makes his interpretation of himself a bad, a bad thing, gentlemen. And that's what we're going to be talking about. So why does she pull back? Why does she pull back from us? It's something that we need to see. And see, the thing is that we've got to start looking at the problems that a lot of guys have, the breakups that we won't get over, because we don't understand what we do to sit around and control the narrative of the issues and problems that we have sometimes. And this is why a lot of people have problems with letting go of women and everything. Now, we're going to talk about 3 kinds of breakups, and this is all very important, gentlemen. It's very important that you soak this up and get understanding to know that if you don't have any game, you're going to run into what we call one of these 3 kinds of breakups. And this is something very important because most guys always going to fall under one of these 3 things when they don't have the game. So the first breakup, what I call, is the breakup of control, okay? When she uses your low self-esteem and your low self-worth against you by dangling her love in front of you. And what happens is most women out here is that they will leave. This is the kind of relationship a woman is going to leave, what we call open-ended, guys. Okay, this is where she will say things like to you that I need time to think. She'll say things to you like maybe in the future, or let's take a break, or I need space. And when you are not locked into who you are, you're not going to realize it, but what's happening is that she's stringing you and your feelings along, And what's happening is you're waiting for her to make the decision on the two of you. And what a woman will do in this situation is that she's going to watch your reaction and see how you move and base everything off of that. She bases how you move when she sends you a message, how you reply, what you reply, why you reply it, and see how bad you're trying to beg for her time and her attention. And the more you begin to chase, the more she begins to yank that leash on you. And a lot of young men don't understand that when you do that, this isn't about her leaving. This is about her watching to see how much of your identity you're actually going to give to her. Now, I know a lot of you guys out here, I'm not saying this to get you mad or angry. I'm just saying that this is what happens when you are not laced up in the game. You're gonna get really frustrated because she's gonna watch everything that you do, because what she says, when she knows that you don't believe in yourself and you're emotionally available, she's gonna recognize that she is gonna have total control over you. But how do we get over that step right there? How do we fix that thing? Well, the first way you fix that thing is to realize you got to be into this game and realize that I'm not going to chase after a woman, okay? I am all about myself. The moment she says I need time, goodbye. The moment she says I need space, goodbye, we're good. I'm fine with it. I hope you find what you're looking for, because I am not going to sit around and waste my time on you when you are playing games. Gentlemen, you've got to be able to start to pick up the pieces and learn when a woman is playing games versus a woman that actually is really like kind of probably frustrated, man. It's two totally different things, but guys, we don't move this way as men. I will never sit around and let a woman talk to me or tell me I need my space. Dog, don't, hey, we're good. You don't even have to tell me you need space. Just go about your way. I'm good. You got to be one thought, one mind, one way in all of this. Let's move to the second breakup. Now, the second breakup is going to sting a little bit because that's the breakup of dissatisfaction, okay? When you try to give her everything and she still leaves you. But what does a breakup of dissatisfaction means? It means that you are not fulfilling things inside of her that she needs sexually, mentally, or emotionally, and you're not fulfilling those things, and she realizes that there's something more out there. Regardless, you can be loyal, you can be consistent, you can do all the things that she's looking for. You can send her flowers, you can compliment her, you can do all these things, but at the end of the day, is that the reason why she's growing distant, the reason why she's being quiet, the reason why she left is because, like my dog 1950 says, you're not hitting the bottom. And what a lot of people don't understand when it comes to the dynamics of relationships, it's not just taking her out to dinner. It's being able to please her sexually, mentally, and emotionally. And if one cannot do that, what a woman is going to do is she's going to start to look in other places and look for something else to actually please her. And this is where a lot of guys go wrong. She's going to be dissatisfied. You could do everything right, but if you don't understand sexuality and understand that type of connection, you're always going to lose the woman, and that's where the problem. No sexual tension, yeah. She'll love the fact that you are stability. She'll love the fact you have a nice job. She'll love the fact you have all these things together. But one thing that she is not going to like is that you're not hitting the bottom, and that's going to really bother her, and that's going to make her want to do more than what she's actually doing. So this is why, gentlemen, well, everything I'm telling you is very, very important to learn and very important to understand. Because if you don't get all this stuff down, you're going to fall into the same traps that most guys are falling into. You know, they try to make everything work. They want the relationship to work. They want things to go right with the woman, but because they're not doing it right in the bedroom or making her come and making her feel sexy, making her feel appreciated, that feeling that she gets when she likes you because you're a good guy and all that stuff, that's gonna fade away, and she's not gonna like that. And the breakup hurts because it feels like a betrayal to a lot of you guys after the sacrifice. But the truth is that For her, she just doesn't feel that you're the guy that can do it right for her. So the important thing is as a man, you gotta learn sexuality. You gotta learn dominance, and you gotta learn assertiveness, because without those things, she is gonna look elsewhere. The last thing is, gentlemen, is the breakup role reversal. Now, this is one of the biggest ones that most guys don't want to talk about. It's because it's a really, really hurtful thing to discuss, and that is the role of reversal when she feels like she's the man in the relationship. The moment a woman feels like she's the man in a relationship, all respect is gone. And the reason why this is going to hurt, because it kind of hits your masculinity. If a woman feels like she's running the show, telling you what to do, putting you on pussy punishment and things like that, it's because she's never seen you. So what happens is when a woman feels that you're not being the man that you need to be, it is really going to upset her on a bunch of layers and levels, because a woman wants to feel like at the end of the day, I want to be the woman in a relationship. I don't want to lead. I want to be dominated. I want to be told what to do. I want to feel ladylike. And if a woman doesn't feel that way, she's going to feel some kind of way about that. And most of these breakups happen is because she doesn't want to lead the whole relationship. And what happens for a lot of women out there is when she recognizes that you avoid things, or she challenges you and you let her slide, you let her talk down to you, scream at you, yell at you, manipulate you, what's going to happen in her mind, she's going to recognize that you're too passive, you're too soft, you're too easy. And when a woman recognizes that you're easy, they're not going to be turned on. It's one of her greatest turn-offs, because a woman wants a man who is strong, who carries strength and wisdom and understanding and stuff. And if you don't have those things, it's going to turn her off. When she feels that you're too passive, when she feels that she's doing everything, she doesn't like that. As long as you are turning her off, she is not going to feel safe, secure, and sexy around you, because she can't relax, she can't submit, she can't feel safe. But the problem is that she feels that you're not the one who can make her feel that way. And when they start to think that way, they're actually going to move on. And this is why, for a lot of you guys, this is one of the tougher type of breakups, because it really dings your masculinity and who you are. And a lot of you guys, I get it, you get obsessed with the breakup. A lot of you guys overanalyze the messages and the moments and wonder, what did I do right versus what I went to do wrong? And I understand you want closure, but one will never get the right and proper closure until one learns that, you know what, I've got to take a self-assessment and realize that I need to change my mentality, my reality, and my mindset to win. And as I say, as you begin to become a student of the game and learn the game, you are no longer going to operate the way most guys operate. As a man, you won't beg. You're not going to chase. You're not going to try to reopen old wounds or try to beg her to be with you or beg her to change her mind to give you a shot. Men don't do that. And when a woman can recognize that she has one foot out the door, meaning that she's got to be on her A game at all time, guys. I am not going to entertain. Guys, one of the greatest mistakes people do is that they get comfortable with being comfortable around a woman, and they get lax, and then they let the woman start to move and do certain things. As a man, she's got one foot out the door at all times. I'm never going to make her feel relaxed. She's got to show me her A game all the time. Why? Because I'm going to be on my A game all the time. And if I'm on my A game all the time, how dare her come down one notch? Okay, but this is all I'm saying at the end of the day, and this is very important for you guys to understand. I get it. You thought that what she did was, you thought she broke your heart. No, she didn't break your heart at the end of the day. Unfortunately, she just exposed your cracks. Okay, the cracks that you have because you're not laced in the game. Okay, You thought she walked away from your love. No, she didn't do that at all, okay? What she did was she walked away from the person that didn't love himself enough, okay? You thought this was the end of the story. No, this is just the end of your illusion, gentlemen, okay? Now it is time to learn the game. It's time to rebuild. It's time to learn who we are and become the person you need to be by starting to not look for relationships, because if you continue to look for relationships and you're not locked into who you are, you're always going to have these kind of bad breakups, okay? All right? Because at the end of the day, I am never going to ask a woman to stay with me, okay? I'm going to be the one that she's going to regret walking away from when she recognizes my strength and power. And that's what I'm saying. But in order to get that strength and power, gentlemen, in order to be that guy at the end of the day, you have to have a relationship with yourself. Because without the proper relationship with yourself, everything that you see now that's happening to you is not going to work out for you. So gentlemen, I want to know what you think in the comments. And again, I get it. If you're hurting right now, I hope this makes you feel better, okay? But this is not about feeling better or validating you. It's about telling you right now, it is time to start changing our reality, changing our mindset, and realizing that she is trying to tell us that we need to really do more work on ourselves than to try to work a relationship out that is not going to work out itself. So gentlemen, if you like this video, and we have tons more like it, well, check out this video right here. And also guys, we would love for you to go ahead and like, subscribe, and share, and make sure you hit the notifications, because when we go live, you can call in and ask questions about texting or women, and we got you covered, man. We would definitely talk to you later. And I say, guys, you got this, but first, you got to learn how to have yourself.